Peace fam, it's your guy the pressure cooker. I'm back with another review. This time it's going to be part 2 of Tasha K's Gone Girl documentary, aka Surviving Jaguar, right? So let's get into it. So this time Tasha K interviewed Jaguar's cousin, and her name is Christelle. And also Jaguar's niece, Jamie. Now, the subtitle said that it was Jaguar's cousin, that they were both her cousin, but I don't know if that's right because Jamie kept referring to, she was the younger one, she kept referring to Jaguar as her aunt. So that was confusing, but I'm pretty sure that's her niece. Anyway, so this second interview really rubbed me the wrong way. You know, you guys, if you watched the first one, you know how I felt that, the first one started off strong. And then when she interviewed the son, I really wasn't feeling it. This felt even more exploitative, and I'm going to talk about why. So first, I want to say that everybody has their own truth, right? Do I think some of these things that they're saying about Jaguar, are they true? Absolutely. But I also think that when I come across people who are in ultimate denial of everything, I don't trust them because it can't be. That makes no sense to me. And even if you listen to Christelle when she was sharing her part, she said something that caught my attention. She said, Jaguar mixes in the truth with the lie. And I believe Jaguar does that. I believe she takes something and exaggerates it at times. But I also believe her family does the same thing. The difference is that they're in major denial, right? And they are very invalidating to the things that have happened to Jaguar. And that could be very triggering for somebody. Imagine you go through something traumatic. The last thing you need are people to cast doubt on your story. And the super last thing you need is for your family to do that shit. And that's what I saw here. I saw time after time invalidating what she's been through. Yes, call her out when she's wrong. But some of this just felt weird to me. It felt like, what family members gets on? First of all, you knew that Tasha K was in a beef with this woman. You know that. You had to have known that. I would like to know, what is the motive for this family? Is it really because you are trying to shed light onto Jaguar's lies, or is it like what, or do you also have an axe to grind? Because I think Tasha K has an axe to grind for sure. So anyway, Crystal seems very composed. She seems, to be really into her family and stuff. And they repeatedly said they love Jaguar. I don't know how you can love somebody and get on with a stranger and tell them all your family tea, but and what is the purpose of it? At least when people get on Ayanla, they're trying to work towards conflict resolution. So I felt like they were both dismissive. The particular incident that felt the most dismissive to me is they both repeatedly denied that Jaguar was raped by Jamie's father. Now, I'm confused because Jamie looks young. Jamie, were you even alive when Jaguar's alleged rape occurred? Because if you weren't even alive, how do you know what happened? And neither one of them were there, right? Like we said, Jamie might have not even been alive, but her cousin, who seems closer to her age, Crystal, I'm like, yo, what is the proof that you have that Jaguar is lying? She was a teenager when this happened. Even if she has a long history of misbehaving, of lying, of doing drugs, or whatever it is that you want to tack on there, doesn't mean that she wasn't raped, And I don't know if this happened or not either. I'm just saying that some of her symptoms do seem consistent with somebody that's been through something significantly traumatic. So, it's just not working for me. Also, I can tell the family has a lack of knowledge about mental health because, they even, when they were denying that her son, I think his nickname is Deuce, doesn't have autism. The explanations that they were giving were really dumb. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it. It was very ignorant. It felt like they thought autism was synonymous with being intellectually disabled. And again, shout out to a subscriber in the chat. They talked about how their child was nonverbal. And so sometimes people will label that as low functioning. But, I've also worked with a lot of low functioning clients who are on the spectrum. That doesn't mean they're dumb, guys. It just means that they're limited in how they can communicate with you. So autism doesn't equal that somebody is significantly impaired in terms of like how smart they are. I just don't understand. It was just really crazy listening to the stuff that they were saying, and it just felt cringy. They haven't taken the time to look into this. And what would Jaguar have to gain from saying her son is autistic anyway? You know, he's old enough that she wouldn't be getting a check for him. So it's ridiculous. So, and the same thing with her mom being schizophrenic. I don't know. You know, who knows? She is throwing a lot of diagnosis around, but guess what? I don't know, because I have never met these people, and there could be merit to Jaguar's statements. And so what I felt like this whole episode was a whole victim bashing session. It was really inappropriate. I felt like the personal pieces were okay. If Jaguar did some personal things to them, I believe them. I believe that they witnessed that. But you invalidating this woman's trauma just felt like just you digging the knife in her back. And that's just messed up to me. So yes, Jaguar's behaviors are erratic at times. I saw different videos in this episode where I was like, whoa, you're doing a little bit much. There is no denial that Jaguar needs help. There's no denial that there's significant mental health issues going on there. What I have a problem with, like I said, is the complete invalidation of what, the fact that she may have been raped. And if I'm understanding correctly, I think she was raped more than once by different people. Now, I'm going to get on Tasha K's ass for a little bit, okay? Tasha K, you seem like you have an axe to grind for sure. We know that there was a huge epic thing with you and Jaguar to the fact that you lost thousands of subscribers. Matter of fact, I think you dropped down from like the number you are now to 817,000. Okay, so somehow you got back up there. You're popular. People like your videos. You got back up there, but I've never seen a mass exodus like that from your channel ever. And people were pissed because when I listened to that interview you did with Jaguar, it was in poor taste. If you watch my very first video on this channel, guys, you will see that I talked about my concerns in that video. So Tasha K, we already know you have an extra grind. I think your butt hurt because Jaguar put you in your place. Regardless of her shortcomings, you were very disrespectful in that interview. Again, sensitivity issues. You need sensitivity training. You're not trauma informed. And the way you asked her questions were very intrusive, and it wasn't respectful of your interviewee, right? It was just ridiculous. Also, I'm going to throw this out there. Tasha K, I believe it was last year, may have been the year before, I don't know. All my YouTube years are smushing together. But I remember you did a social media post where you were outing your alleged abuser. And I do believe that you did, go through sexual abuse. I believe that. And you outed him. You had his picture up and you added him. And then you put a picture of his wife, all this crazy stuff. And you're also a public figure. How many people saw that post and thought, you're doing so much, I bet you this is fake? And I wonder how that felt to you, okay? So for you to be doing this to another victim, even if you don't believe it, why don't you address the other inconsistencies that Jaguar has, like the people she's spilling tea on, some stuff that the family just shared about what she did. Why do you have to be so focused on the sexual abuse part? It feels like very personal. And, to me, it's very similar to what you did outing your abuser. Okay. And I give no F's about that person. That's not what I would have did. But I thought it was a little bit extra. But guess what? Everybody has their own journey to healing. And I thought if this is what Tasha needs to do to feel healing and to feel vindicated, go ahead. Go ahead, sis. And now here you are tearing down another Black woman about her own, victimhood and journey. Like, that's crazy to me. And this is why I don't respect you. Like, that's why I stopped watching your shit. I'm watching this because I saw your last Jaguar series, interview. That was the last time I watched you. And I wanted to see what your angle was. And lo and behold, it's trashity, trash. Okay. And I know the winos are going to come up in here and act a damn fool. I don't give a shit. I said it. She has her own channel. She can talk whatever she wants to talk, and I got my own channel. If you don't like it, exit stage left, hit the thumbs down button and keep it moving. It's not that serious. So, even her attacking things like, oh, it was the waking up in another country for me. we talked about this. That is an actual mental health, like that's actually a mental health issue, a dissociative fugue. You can wake up in someplace else because you dissociated. Guess what? That's a symptom of, guys, severe trauma. So Tasha K, I am going to watch your third episode. I am going to watch it because I like to do things to completion. But this, to me, this looks poorly on you and her family. Again, we're not trying to say Jaguar doesn't have issues and Jaguar doesn't have some things that she needs to work on. I'm not saying that, but this is done in poor taste. And I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. I went in, but guess what? I don't like to see alleged victims treated like this, especially by their own community. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye.